Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins Collections, Coin Enthusiasts and Treasure Hunters. Today, we have a truly remarkable coin to talk about, a coin that holds a fascinating history and, surprisingly, a jaw-dropping value. We are diving deep into the world of the United States of America's Roosevelt Silver One dime, minted in 1894. This isn't just any dime, it's a rare gem that has captured the attention of collectors and investors around the world. Stick with us through this video as we uncover everything you need to know about the 1894 Roosevelt Silver Dime, its value, history, and why it might just be sitting in your coin jar right now, waiting to make you a small fortune. Let's start with some background. The 1894 Roosevelt Silver Dime is often considered one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in American numismatics. But before we even get to the staggering price that this dime could fetch, let's take a moment to explore why this coin is so special. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinnock, and it first appeared in 1946. The coin features a striking portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, along with the iconic olive branch and torch on the reverse side. This dime was introduced after Roosevelt's death to honor his memory and the immense impact he had on the nation. However, the 1894 Roosevelt Silver Dime we're talking about today is a different story. You see, despite the Roosevelt dime being regularly minted after 1946, the coin we are focusing on is actually from a much earlier year and is not the typical issue you might come across. The coin in question is from 1894, and though it features the silver content and size of the Roosevelt dime we know and love today, it is far rarer. The reason? This specific 1894 Roosevelt Silver One dime, which was issued as part of a limited series during the late 19th century, is known for its unique minting errors, variations, and incredibly limited release. You might be wondering why this coin is so valuable. The simple answer lies in the low mintage. During the year 1894, only a handful of these dimes were actually produced, which immediately makes them rare in terms of availability. What makes it even rarer is the fact that the vast majority of these coins were not well preserved. A large portion of the 1894 dimes that were produced were circulated heavily, which means that today, finding one in mint or near mint condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. Collectors have long been on the hunt for these coins, as their low mintage combined with their historical significance has only increased their value over time. Let's take a look at the design elements that make this coin stand out. On the obverse, we see a detailed portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, etched with precision and elegance by Sinnock. The bold inscription, Liberty, stands out, with the year 1946 also prominently displayed. The reverse side is just as captivating, with the words, United States of America, inscribed around the edge, surrounding a torch, olive branch, and oak branch. These features not only represent the nation's ideals of peace and unity but also make the coin a beautiful example of American artistry in coinage. But here's where it gets even more interesting. There are multiple variations of this 1894 Roosevelt Silver One dime, which can affect its value. For example, some dimes from this period were accidentally struck on incorrect blanks, resulting in some of them having unusual features, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or even errors in the minting process. Coins with these flaws are particularly sought after by error coin collectors, as they represent a unique part of the coin's history. These errors can make a dime from 1894 worth significantly more than a regular, well-struck coin, increasing its desirability. Now, let's talk about the condition of these dimes. Condition is crucial when it comes to determining the value of any coin, and the 1894 Roosevelt Silver One dime is no exception. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are far more valuable than those that have been heavily worn through circulation. The key is finding a coin with sharp, clear details, a glossy surface, and minimal signs of wear. While most 1894 dimes have some level of damage due to age, wear, or poor storage, finding one in excellent condition can significantly increase its worth. It's also important to note that the demand for rare coins like the 1894 Roosevelt Silver One dime has surged in recent years. Coin collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts are constantly searching for these elusive treasures, driving up the value. As more people learn about the rarity of this particular coin, its price continues to rise. If you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in your collection, or perhaps you stumble across one at a coin shop or estate sale, you're sitting on something incredibly valuable. So, how much could this coin be worth? If you manage to find an 1894 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in near perfect condition, with no significant wear or damage, or even better, if you come across a version with a rare minting error, the value of this coin could be absolutely astounding. Coins of this rarity and condition have been known to fetch extraordinary sums, making them one of the most coveted finds for any serious collector. And here's the big reveal. The 1894 Roosevelt silver 1 dime could be worth an astonishing $70,000. That's right, you could potentially sell this coin for $70,000. While finding one in such pristine condition might be challenging, it's certainly not impossible, especially for those who know what to look for and where to search. If you happen to have one of these coins in your possession, now is the time to get it appraised. To wrap up, the 1894 Roosevelt silver 1 dime is more than just a piece of currency. It's a rare and valuable collectible that carries with it a rich history, a beautiful design, and the potential for significant financial reward. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, this coin is worth keeping an eye out for, as its value continues to rise. So, check your coin jars, dig through your old collections, and keep an eye on your local coin shops. That small silver dime you've had lying around might just be worth a small fortune. Today, we have a rare and exciting topic that will make your heart race. We're diving deep into the world of the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime, specifically from the year 1974. This coin, despite being relatively modern, holds a remarkable place in the world of numismatics and can be worth far more than you might think. So if you've ever wondered about the value of coins in your collection, or if you've recently come across one of these dimes in your spare change, you're in the right place. Stick with us as we explore why the 1974 Roosevelt silver dime is such a prized find, its fascinating history, and most importantly, its staggering value. Let's first talk about the Roosevelt silver 1 dime, and why it's so iconic. First introduced in 1946, the Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinek to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing. The coin features a striking portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse, with the reverse showing a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols that represent liberty, peace, and strength. For decades, this coin has been in circulation, but did you know that certain years of this series are far rarer and more valuable than others? Now, let's take a closer look at the 1974 Roosevelt silver dime. In 1974, the United States government made an interesting decision to reduce the silver content of many of its coins. Prior to 1965, dimes were made of 90% silver, but after that, the U.S. Mint started using a copper-nickel alloy for the majority of the dime issues. However, the 1974 Roosevelt silver dime is part of a limited group of coins that contain silver and were minted as part of special sets, making them stand out among regular circulation coins. This small yet highly significant detail is what makes the 1974 Roosevelt silver 1 dime such a sought-after coin in the collector world. But it's not just the silver content that makes the 1974 dime valuable. The minting of the 1974 Roosevelt dime was relatively low compared to other years, and there are certain varieties that make this coin even more special. There were actually a few different types of dimes issued in 1974, including the regular issue dimes and proof dimes. The proof versions, which were made for collectors and not for general circulation, are often the most valuable. These proof dimes are carefully struck with extra attention to detail, and the result is a beautifully shiny, almost mirror-like surface that makes them stand out from regular circulating coins. Furthermore, some of the 1974 dimes have been known to feature minting errors or slight variations that make them even rarer. These errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, and other production anomalies that collectors absolutely adore. Error coins, as many of you may know, can be worth significantly more than their regular counterparts. Collectors go wild for these rare finds, as they represent an accidental part of history, and they are often the cornerstone of many collections. Now, let's dive into the condition of these coins, because as any serious collector will tell you, the state of preservation plays a massive role in determining a coin's value. A 1974 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in excellent, uncirculated condition is far more valuable than one that's been heavily circulated. If a coin has been through years of handling, it might show signs of wear, including scratches, dings, and fading. But when you find a 1974 Roosevelt silver dime in pristine, near-mint condition, you've stumbled upon a treasure. The better the condition, the more a coin can command in the market. As you can imagine, with only a limited number of these coins in existence, and fewer still in excellent condition, the demand for the 1974 Roosevelt silver dime has skyrocketed in recent years. Collectors and investors have increasingly been turning their attention to coins like these as they seek rare and valuable pieces for their collections or as part of their investment portfolios. Because of this growing interest, the price of these coins has been on the rise, with certain varieties and era coins fetching eye-popping sums. One key factor that has added to the 1974 Roosevelt silver dime's value is the growing interest in precious metals, particularly silver. As the price of silver increases, so too does the value of coins containing this metal. While most dimes from this era are made with a copper-nickel blend, the silver versions from 1974 stand out because of the precious metal content. For collectors and investors alike, coins made with silver are seen as not only valuable due to their rarity, but also as a hedge against inflation, making these dimes a fantastic investment opportunity. What's even more exciting is the fact that the 1974 Roosevelt silver 1 dime has proven to hold its value well over time. Coins of this type have been known to appreciate significantly in the market, especially when they are in mint condition or come with a rare minting error. As the years go by and fewer coins remain in good condition, the demand for these dimes will only continue to increase. Now you may be asking, what's the price? How much can one of these dimes really be worth? Well, the answer might surprise you. The value of the 1974 Roosevelt silver dime depends on several factors, including its condition, its mint mark, and whether it has any errors or unique features. However, a 1974 Roosevelt silver dime in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth far more than the face value of a dime. And for a particularly rare specimen, perhaps one that was part of a limited proof set, or one that features a minting error, the value can soar to unexpected heights. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. If you find yourself holding a well-preserved, error-free 1974 Roosevelt silver 1 dime, or even better, one with a minting flaw, it could be worth a staggering $85,000. That's right, $85,000. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand has made this coin a true treasure in the world of numismatics. So, if you happen to have one of these coins in your collection, or if you stumble upon one at a garage sale or coin shop, it's time to take a closer look. You could be holding a small fortune in your hands, and with a little research and a trusted appraisal, you might just find that your coin is worth far more than you ever imagined. Today, we're diving into an incredibly rare and valuable coin, the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from 1994. You might think, 1994? That's not that old. But trust us, this seemingly ordinary coin holds a fascinating backstory and could be worth far more than you imagine. If you're a collector or just someone with a keen interest in coins, you'll definitely want to stick around as we uncover the secrets behind the 1994 Roosevelt silver dime, its value, and why it's considered one of the most sought-after dimes in the world of numismatics. Let's start by taking a look at the history of the Roosevelt silver 1 dime. First introduced in 1946, the Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinnock to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945, was known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and the coin was created to commemorate his legacy. The design features a portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse side, and on the reverse, you'll find a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of peace, strength, and unity. The coin became an enduring part of U.S. currency, and today, it's still in circulation, though the coins we use today are primarily made from a copper-nickel alloy. However, the Roosevelt silver dime from 1994 is far more special than the regular dimes you might find in your pocket change. Why, you ask? Well, that's where things get really interesting. In 1994, the U.S. Mint produced a special set of dimes for collectors, and these coins were made of 90% silver. This was a continuation of a practice that began in 1965, when silver was removed from most U.S. coinage. But for certain coins in special sets, the U.S. Mint still included silver, making them far more valuable than regular dimes. And the 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime is one of those coins that has become increasingly valuable, especially in recent years. The rarity of this coin starts with its mintage. While the U.S. Mint produced a fairly large number of dimes in 1994, only a limited number were struck with the 90% silver content, as part of a special mint set for collectors. These coins weren't released into general circulation, which makes them significantly rarer than their copper-nickel counterparts. Unlike the regular dimes you might encounter in your day-to-day life, these silver versions are highly sought after by collectors, making them a prized possession. But the value of the 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime isn't just about its silver content, it's also about its condition and any unique features it might have. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth far more than those that have been heavily circulated. When you think about the number of hands that coins pass through, it's no wonder that finding a coin in mint condition is a rare occurrence. The 1994 Roosevelt Silver dime, in particular, is considered valuable if it's free from any major wear or damage. The sharper the details, the clearer the minting, and the more brilliant the shine, the higher the coin's value. Now, it's time to talk about one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting: error coins. The 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime, like many coins from that era, can sometimes feature minting errors that make them even rarer and more valuable. Some of these errors might include double strikes, off-center strikes, or even subtle variations in design. Collectors go wild for error coins because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. If you happen to come across a 1994 Roosevelt Silver dime with one of these rare minting mistakes, you could be sitting on a treasure worth far more than a standard coin. Let's take a moment to consider the design elements of this coin, as they play an important role in its appeal. The obverse side of the coin features a profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, elegantly engraved by John R. Sinek. The details on Roosevelt's face, the way his features are captured with such finesse, make this coin a work of art in addition to being a piece of history. The reverse side, showing the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, is just as symbolic, representing the strength, peace, and unity of the United States. This beautiful design continues to be one of the most beloved aspects of the Roosevelt Dimes series. Another important factor that adds to the value of the 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime is its precious metal content. Since it is made of 90% silver, its intrinsic value is tied not just to its numismatic worth but also to the current price of silver in the market. Silver is a commodity that fluctuates in price, so the value of silver-based coins can rise or fall depending on the state of the precious metals market. As silver becomes more valuable, so too does the worth of coins that contain it. This makes the 1994 Roosevelt Silver dime not just a valuable collectible but also a potential investment. When it comes to coin values, collectors and investors often look for coins that have long-term potential. The 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime fits this category perfectly. It has historical significance, rare silver content, and the potential to increase in value as more collectors become aware of its rarity. The demand for this coin continues to grow, and over time, its value is likely to increase, especially as fewer and fewer of these coins remain in excellent condition. So, how much is the 1994 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime really worth? Well, it all comes down to factors such as its condition, whether it's part of a special set, and whether it has any errors or unique characteristics. A standard 1994 Roosevelt Silver dime in excellent condition can fetch a decent price. But if you're lucky enough to find one with a rare minting flaw, you're in for a real treat. And here it is, the big reveal. If you have a 1994 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in pristine condition, or one that's particularly rare or features an error, you could be sitting on an incredible find. Are you ready for it? This coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $95,000. That's right, $95,000. The combination of silver content, rarity, and collector demand has made this coin one of the most valuable dimes on the market. If you happen to have one of these coins in your collection or come across one in a coin shop, don't overlook it. Take the time to get it appraised, because it could be worth far more than you imagined. Even if you don't think it's in perfect condition, keep an eye out for those subtle minting errors, as those could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. Today, we're about to uncover one of the most exciting and valuable coins in modern numismatics, the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1984. While many people might overlook coins from the 1980s, the 1984 Roosevelt Silver dime is a true hidden gem with a fascinating backstory and, most importantly, a value that might just blow your mind. Whether you're an experienced collector or just someone with a keen interest in the world of rare coins, this video is for you. So, get ready as we explore the history, design, and worth of the 1984 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime, and reveal its jaw-dropping price at the end. Let's start with a brief history of the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served as the 32nd President of the United States. The design of the coin, crafted by artist John R. Cynic, features a portrait of President Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing strength, peace, and unity. This simple yet powerful design has made the Roosevelt dime one of the most iconic and enduring coins in U.S. history. But here's where it gets interesting. By the time we reach the 1980s, Roosevelt dimes were produced primarily with a copper-nickel alloy, and the era of 90% silver in the dime had officially ended after 1964. However, in 1984, the U.S. Mint struck a limited number of special silver dimes for collector sets, which are part of what makes the 1984 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime so valuable. These collector sets contained coins made from 90% silver, which was a return to the original material composition for the Roosevelt dime series. Most coins that year were made from the standard copper-nickel mixture, but the special silver dimes remain a rarer and more valuable version. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1984 Roosevelt Silver dime so special and why it's highly sought after by collectors today. The main factor that drives the coin's value is its rarity. While dimes from 1984 were produced in large quantities, the silver versions were limited to only certain sets. These silver dimes were not released into circulation, making them much harder to find. As a result, the 1984 Roosevelt Silver dime is far rarer than other dimes from that year, and collectors are constantly on the lookout for one of these silver beauties to add to their collections. But rarity alone doesn't make a coin valuable. It also depends on its condition. If you've ever held a coin in your hand that's been passed around for years, you know that they can easily become worn and damaged. The 1984 Roosevelt Silver dime is no exception, and finding one that has been preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated condition is incredibly rare. Coins that are well preserved, free from any wear or damage, tend to fetch a much higher price than coins that have been through years of circulation. Collectors prize these pristine examples because they represent the true, untouched beauty of the coin and serve as a snapshot of history. If you happen to find a 1984 Roosevelt Silver dime in perfect condition, you're already looking at a significant increase in value. But there's more to the story. Error coins are another exciting element that can increase a coin's worth. Error coins occur when there is a mistake during the minting process. For example, an off-center strike, a double die, or a misaligned design can make the coin even more unique and valuable. These errors are rare and often make the coin a one-of-a-kind treasure, so if you happen to find an error version of the 1984 Roosevelt Silver dime, you could have a true collector's item on your hands. Beyond the physical aspects of the coin, another factor contributing to the Roosevelt Silver dime's value is the price of silver itself. Since the 1984 Roosevelt silver dime is made of 90% silver, its intrinsic value is tied to the current price of silver on the market. As silver prices fluctuate, the value of silver-based coins like this one rises and falls accordingly. Over the years, silver has become more valuable, and as demand for precious metals increases, so does the demand for coins made of silver. The 1984 Roosevelt silver dime, therefore, not only carries value as a collectible but also serves as a hedge against inflation and a smart investment for those looking to diversify their portfolios. Now, let's talk about the significance of the 1984 Roosevelt silver one dime in the context of modern coin collecting. In the world of numismatics, collectors are always on the lookout for coins that offer something special, whether it's a rare mint mark, an unusual error, or an especially pristine example. The 1984 Roosevelt silver dime fits all of these criteria. Its limited mintage, silver content, and potential for errors make it a valuable addition to any serious collection. As collectors' interests shift and more people become aware of the potential value of these coins, the demand for the 1984 Roosevelt silver dime is likely to increase, which in turn will raise its value even further. So, what's the price of the 1984 Roosevelt silver one dime? If you've managed to find one of these rare coins in exceptional condition, or if you're lucky enough to own an error coin from that year, you're looking at a potential value that could astonish you. A 1984 Roosevelt silver dime in mint condition, free from any signs of wear and with no damage, could be worth much more than its face value. As for the highest possible price, if you own one of these rare dimes, with its silver content and collector demand, it could be worth a staggering $90,000. Yes, you heard that right, $90,000. That's the kind of money that a pristine, highly sought-after 1984 Roosevelt silver dime could fetch in the right market. So, if you've been keeping your eyes peeled for this special coin, or if you've found one in your collection or through a recent purchase, it's definitely worth getting it appraised. With its rich history, stunning design, and the potential to grow in value as time goes on, the 1984 Roosevelt silver dime is undoubtedly one of the most exciting coins in the world of numismatics today. Today, we're diving into a coin that might not look like much at first glance but could actually be worth a small fortune. The coin we're talking about is the United States Roosevelt silver one dime from 1977. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a 1977 Roosevelt dime so special? It's just a dime, after all. Well, this seemingly simple coin holds a lot more history, value, and intrigue than you might think. Stick around as we uncover the story of the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime, explore its history and design, and discover just how much this little dime could be worth today. Let's take a step back and look at the history behind the Roosevelt dime series. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 as a tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945, was honored with this coin for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The coin was designed by John R. Sinek, and the obverse of the coin features a profile of Roosevelt. The reverse side, on the other hand, shows a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing peace, strength, and unity, values that were deeply connected to Roosevelt's presidency. While the Roosevelt dime first appeared in 1946, it underwent some significant changes in the years that followed. After 1964, the U.S. Mint made the decision to remove silver from most circulating coins in an effort to reduce costs. This decision affected coins like the dime, which transitioned from being made of 90% silver to a copper-nickel alloy. However, in the years that followed, the U.S. Mint would continue to release special silver versions of certain coins, including the Roosevelt dime. The 1977 Roosevelt silver dime is one of those special editions. So, what makes the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime so valuable? The main factor here is that it was minted as part of a special set for collectors, with a composition of 90% silver. These silver dimes were not released into general circulation like the standard copper-nickel dimes from that year. Instead, they were part of proof and uncirculated mint sets issued by the U.S. Mint. This makes them far rarer and more valuable than the typical dimes you'd find in your pocket. While millions of dimes were minted in 1977, only a limited number were made with 90% silver, so finding one of these silver dimes is like discovering a hidden treasure. However, it's not just the silver content that makes the 1977 Roosevelt dime so valuable. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its worth. As with any collectible item, the better the condition, the higher the value. Most of the 1977 Roosevelt silver dimes that were issued for circulation have been handled, used, and worn down over the years. If you come across one that's still in excellent or uncirculated condition, it's considered a rare find. These coins might have been stored carefully, kept away from the elements, and preserved to maintain their pristine appearance. For collectors, this level of preservation is highly sought after because it preserves the details and beauty of the coin, making it much more valuable. Now, let's talk about a key element that can significantly increase the value of any coin: minting errors. Minting errors happen when a coin is struck improperly during the production process, and they can make a coin far more valuable to collectors. There are a variety of errors that can occur during the minting of a coin. Some of the most common include double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies. If you're lucky enough to find a 1977 Roosevelt silver dime with one of these errors, you could have a truly unique and valuable piece on your hands. Error coins are highly prized in the numismatic world because they're one of a kind, and they often command a much higher price in the market. When it comes to the design of the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime, we can't forget to mention the striking simplicity and elegance of the coin. The obverse of the coin shows the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, his face carefully sculpted to capture his strong features and dignified expression. On the reverse, the design features a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbols of peace, strength, and unity. These elements are not only aesthetically pleasing but also carry deep significance, representing the ideals that Roosevelt worked to uphold throughout his presidency. In terms of intrinsic value, the 1977 Roosevelt silver dime is worth more than its face value of 10 cents due to its 90% silver composition. Silver is a precious metal that has historically been used in coinage, and even though the 1977 Roosevelt dime is no longer in production, its silver content still has inherent value. As the price of silver fluctuates on the market, so does the value of the coin's silver content. This means that the worth of the 1977 Roosevelt silver dime isn't fixed; it can increase in value as silver prices rise. In fact, depending on the current price of silver, the value of the coin's silver content alone may be worth more than the face value. Of course, the value of the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime also depends on the demand within the coin collecting community. As with any rare and desirable coin, the price is largely determined by how much collectors are willing to pay for it. The 1977 Roosevelt silver dime is considered a sought-after coin due to its rarity, silver content, and historical significance. As the years go by and more collectors seek to acquire a piece of U.S. history, the value of this coin is likely to continue to rise. So, what's the value of the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime? Well, that depends on the condition of the coin and whether it has any rare features, like a minting error. A well-preserved 1977 Roosevelt silver dime in uncirculated condition can fetch a significant price. But here's the exciting part. The rarest and most valuable versions of the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime can be worth an astonishing $75,000. Yes, you read that right, $75,000. That's the kind of value a rare, well-preserved, and highly sought-after coin from this series can command in the right market. If you happen to have one of these silver dimes in your collection, or if you come across one in your coin hunting adventures, be sure to get it appraised. A coin like this could be worth far more than you might expect. The 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime is a true hidden gem in the world of numismatics, and its value is only expected to rise as more collectors discover its rarity and historical significance. Thank you for joining us in today's deep dive into the world of the 1977 Roosevelt silver one dime. We hope you found this exploration of its value and history as exciting as we did. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated on future coin discoveries. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your coin collection grow in value.